From the studios of WFAN, this is Mike's on Francesa on the Fan on this Tuesday, the 3rd day of October, and a October baseball day, the kind that we have had so many of in all the years I've been doing this. This is the last time I'll be in this chair for this kind of October night. Now, maybe this year there's a whole bunch of them coming. Hopefully there are. But we had so many of these. I mean, this was what we used to love and wait for, is these kind of special days with the build-up towards the night. And it'll be interesting to see tonight if we're actually going to have one of those New York nights. You know, the kind that have become so rare, the kind that we used to just basically write in, and we'd have 10 or 12 or 14 of them in a given season, but we haven't had them in so long, and this new ballpark, or the ballpark as it is constructed, hasn't produced a whole lot of them. And, you know, it's been a long time coming. The kind where, you know, you can kind of feel the collective heartbeat of the stadium 7 blocks away, where you can just feel it, the intensity as you get closer to the stadium, where everyone's thinking about one thing. All the thoughts are on one game, one moment, and we'll see if they can get back into those kind of feelings. They haven't been there. And this stadium has never intimidated opponents the way the old one did. The old one absolutely scared opponents to death because they knew. They just knew the other shoe was going to drop. They waited. As the game progressed, didn't matter what the score was in the early innings, they knew the shoe was going to drop in that game. And more times than not, an incredibly frequent number of times it did. Those days are long gone. As a matter of fact, it's been 5 years since the Yankees have won a home playoff game. CC against the Orioles back in 2012. 5 years. 8 years since a title. 8 years since Andy's on the mound with, 3 days rest, and Matsui's, having an incredible series and finishing it up that night against the Phillies. 8 years since that. But 5 years since a victory on that field, in that ballpark. That's a long time when you think about it, especially when they used to come year after year. I mean, we went through runs where this team won, think about it, won 4, 8, 12, 14 straight World Series games. So, I mean, you're talking about a team that just, churned out moment after moment, day after day, and been a long time coming. So we'll see now this new generation of Yankee, these guys who have never been part of this, the guys who've only heard about what this part of being a Yankee means. October nights, special nights, special moments as the game progresses. And we'll see tonight. Pressure on the Yankees tonight, no question about it. Absolutely. Can't get away from it. After tonight, no way. After tonight, the Yankees, who were, 12-1 to win the World Series, 6-1 to win the pennant, they can go out and take on an Indian team that is, heavily favored to win the American League. Just like the Dodgers are heavily favored to win the National League. And the Indians have had that kind of season. And the teams in the American League are good. These are, listen, the 4 playoff teams alive, or the 4 teams other than the Twins. And the Twins, it's an incredible achievement just being here. But they were very heavy underdog, and they were very heavy underdog tonight, as you would expect. And this is a game the Yankees, they need to win. This is not like the Keuchel game. The Keuchel game, that team crawled into the playoffs, and it was dead before the game began. It knew it had no chance against that pitcher. I mean, they talked about it days leading up, anything but Keuchel, and they got Keuchel, and they just knew it had no chance. And there was no energy in the building and no offense and nothing. We've had 2 of these wild card games, these one-and-done games in New York, and neither home team has scored a run. We all know what happened with the Mets after the classic pitching matchup. We know what happened when Keuchel was on the mound, and we expect it to be very different, and it will be different tonight because this is a different Yankee team. It's a team that comes into the playoffs playing very well. It's a team that has a decided advantage. Despite Santana being on the mound, they have a decided advantage tonight. Once you get to the bullpens, I mean, forget it. It's an incredible mismatch in the bullpens. But you might not see a whole lot of the bullpens tonight because these 2 guys could stay on the mound a long time. Santana can, and Severino can. So you might not see as much of the bullpens tonight. It might be about these two starting pitches and about these respective lineups, and the Yankees deserve to be a heavy favorite, but there's a lot of pressure tonight to win this game. After tonight, anything they do is completely house money as they look to the future. Anything they achieve this year, no problem. I don't care if they don't win another game after tonight. Wouldn't have a problem with it. It still was a wonderful season. But tonight, a loss would be very, very hard to take because they come here as a team that has really come together, a team that won 20 games in September, a team that found itself in September where Judge got hot again and Bird came back and got going and Ellsbury got going and the lineup got going and guys got healthy and the team started churning out victories and everything kind of fell into place. And that's why the Yankees are, without question, a dangerous team once they get past tonight. They are. The four teams in the American League, if the Yankees eliminate the Twins tonight, those four teams that'll play, Boston and Houston, the Yankees and Indians, all good teams. The Yanks are a good team. The Red Sox are a good team. The Astros are a really good team. And the Indians might be a special team. There are really good teams in this postseason. Teams that have had special years, like the Indians, who come in red hot off that incredible winning streak, 32-4. The Dodgers, who put forth an incredible run and then the slump at the end of the season, but still a heavy favorite in the National League. Washington and what they've accomplished. The Cubs are defending champs. I mean, even Arizona had a very good season. So there are a lot of very impressive teams in this postseason this year. A lot of them. A lot of teams you could say, yeah, I could see them winning. I could see them winning. I could see winning. You could say that about a lot of you could say that about probably about 6 of these teams this year. Although there are clear-cut favorites, and that's the Indians and the Dodgers. And they've earned that. They have. But this is about the Yankees tonight, and this is about one game, and this is about getting to the ALDS and having then accomplished everything they need to accomplish this year and then getting to play fast and loose and with house money the rest of the way. But that's not the case tonight. There is pressure tonight. There are expectations tonight, and this would be a stunning, really, I think, stunning upset if they lost tonight. Now, we all know the adage, and we're going to hear it. Anything can happen in one game. They have a good pitcher on the mound. All true. All true. No one can dispute that. We've all been watching baseball too long to know that's not the case. But the Yankees are the superior team. Severino has been pitching so well. They're good in their ballpark, and the Yankee edge in the bullpen is enormous. The Yankee edge up and down the lineup is enormous. That's just the facts. The better team tonight. They are the better team. They are a heavy, heavy favorite this evening, and everyone who's going to walk into that ballpark for tonight's game expects them to win. This is a team they've dominated. This is a team that came out of nowhere to get here. A team that was forecast to win 65 games this year. That has really overachieved dramatically. But for the Yankees, this is a chance to really start a spark. Really start a new run. Might not end up with a World Series this year. Probably won't. But the run that will be built, that looks like it has a chance to be very formidable over the next 4 to 6 years. And it's hard to forecast baseball past that. But 4 to 6 years, this team has a core, a nucleus, that looks like it can be very, very good. Year in and year out. They have something they can clearly build on. They're going to be a very big favorite next year. I don't think there's any question about that. And they can start that tonight and this year, who knows? Maybe have a little fun at somebody's expense. But first, it has to start where you get out of this game that everyone dreads. All season, as the races continue, everyone dreads playing this game. Why? Because for a season to come down to one game is kind of scary for anybody. We understand that. A bad inning, a bad start, a bad call. The ball bounces the wrong way, and we know what can happen. But tonight, if you have to be one team, you want to be the Yankees because they're home. Their pitcher's been pitching sensationally well, and they're the better team. This should be their night. This should propel them into the Indian Series, and anything less would be a significant disappointment. So it's been years in the making now. That one wild card appearance a couple of years ago, you know what? It was kind of a fake. We all know it. There was nothing there. They were on fumes, and they played like they were on fumes. They ran into a pitcher they couldn't touch, they hadn't touched, and really nobody expected good things, and the game we got was even worse than that. They put up very little fight. Tonight, there'll be great expectations with new stars and new faces in the ballpark, and probably a lot of new fans in the ballpark, too. People who haven't been a part of this, who don't remember a lot about the 96 Yankees or the 98 Yankees. Only heard about the 2000 Yankees or the things that went on with those players and those teams. A lot of those guys now have been gone a while. The faces change. There's a new core, a new group, and their history, what they want to build is their legacy, excuse me, starts tonight. They get to jumpstart it this evening. And we'll see what's in store. But it's nice to have, on an October night, somewhere to go with something on the line, and that's what we have. And, boy, you know what? We've missed it. We got very spoiled by it. We used to expect it as part of basically our baseball birthright to just, spend all of October playing these games late into the evening. It's been a long time coming, and now we're ready for one tonight up in the Bronx. So let's see. For new guys who have obviously, already established themselves and established that they want to be heard from. And they want to take the stage, whether we're talking about Judge or talking about Sanchez or Severino or Didi or any of the young Yankees. And some more who aren't even here yet, who are going to, make their, appearance and make their claim in the next couple of years. But everyone knows this franchise where it's headed. Great optimism abounds, and it starts this evening. So